Hello, good evening and welcome to Hlspwns World YouTube channel. If you've been following me, you would know that I have been a PC gamer for a long time and I bought the RTX 2080 Ti from Nvidia to do 4K gaming, but I've not had a 4K panel. Well, I finally bit the bullet and bought the LG C9 OLED TV. Now, when I bought this TV, much like the question that I've seen asked all around the internet, can the C9 hooked up to a gaming PC do 4K at 120 frames per second? 8,000 steps. Well, the answer is yes, and currently, as of the 6th, the 8th, 2019 at 8:45, no. Now, before you all rush off, let me explain why you can't get 4K at 120 Hz over the current HDMI. It all gets a bit complicated, but let me explain. So this is the back of my RTX 2080 Ti graphics card. On the back, as highlighted, there are 3 display ports at version 1.4 and 1 HDMI port at version 2.0b. Now, jumping over to Wikipedia, where we're looking at what the version numbers of the HDMI mean, we can see that HDMI version 2 gives us a maximum bandwidth throughput of 18 gigabits per second. This enables you to transmit 4K at 60 frames per second. Now, the 2B standard was added later on and gave HDR10 and further options, but can still only transmit 4K at 60 frames per second. Now, on the LG TV, that has a HDMI version 2.1, and that throughput on version 2.1 is up to 48 gigabits per second. This has meant that there is now a new HDMI 2.1 cable, an ultra high speed HDMI cable. So because your Nvidia graphics card has only got a HDMI 2.0b connection, you can only output your maximum bandwidth of 18 gigabits per second, equaling 4K at 60 frames per second. Right, that's it. So you must all be thinking, yep, this is the end of the video. Unfortunately, over HDMI, we can only connect the LG C9 TV at 4K 60 frames per second. But no, this is not the end of the video. There is a workaround and another way in the future to get 4K 120 frames per second connecting to the LG C9. And how are we going to do that? Well, on the back of your Nvidia graphics card, you also have a display port. DisplayPort 1.4 has got a lot higher frame rates and standards than HDMI. And in the future, there will be a DisplayPort 1.4 to HDMI 2.1 converter. So using that converter and the ultra high speed HDMI cable, we should be able to connect the LG TV C9 at 4K 120 frames per second. Now, there is no converters currently on the market that converts DisplayPort 1.4 to HDMI 2.1, but if I just flip it up on screen, we can see that Realtek have got a chip in development that they're going to send out to vendors that want to make these converters. Or we could hope that in the future the 30 series Nvidia graphics cards will implement HDMI 2.1, which then, if you have a ultra high speed HDMI cable, you will natively get 4K 120 frames per second. But either way, it's new technology and the solutions aren't quite here at the moment. So as soon as anything develops, I'm going to buy the converter and I'll update you all at 4K 120 frames per second. If you did find this video useful and informative, I would like to thank you for watching to the end. Please subscribe, like and put that notification bell on for future notifications of videos. I've got a flight simulator video in VR coming up. I've also got some 4K gameplay footage to do. Watch out, more videos are definitely on the way. Thank you for watching. Peace out.